Yesterday, we had the Millionaire and Billionaire Club. This is part 2 of what we did yesterday, Friday. Vicky, go on and read the powerful key.
Okay. The powerful key says, if you do not stop and break a curse and a cycle, the curse and evil cycle will stop and break you.
You see, a lot of people in our world do not take into cognizance. They either do not understand or ignorant of what a curse is or an evil cycle is. For example, there are certain countries that every certain numbers of years, a prime minister or a president will be shot dead. I'll give you an example. There are families too that an evil cycle, a cycle of gloom and doom, or a curse has been released upon them, sometimes for genuine reason, sometimes for reasons that we don't know. Sometimes it's not enough to try to know. The most important thing is to deal with it. If you look at the Mahatma Gandhi's family, you see how almost the main key players have all been killed. Even though they are the foundation of India, of modern India, the independence of India and the thriving of India with other nations. So you see, every good thing they did resulted in a bad thing happening to them. There are cycles that tackles good people. The good things you do will be used by that cycle against you. So it's not enough just to do good on the earth, but you must back what you do with power so that the good things you do will not be used against you. So almost the key players in Mahatma Gandhi's family has been wiped out. The Kennedys almost were wiped out. The main key players are gone. They're all gone. Last one was Ted Kennedy. I like him a lot. There are some people that a curse and an evil cycle has been put together that they are the last in that seed. That after them, there will be nobody in that family anymore. Their life, their names will perish with them of that family. That's why in some cycles of consultation with evils, some of the things you will want to pay them, they will tell you that they need 50,000 US dollars from them for them to give you the wealth you need. What I'm telling you is real. This is no joke. And they will tell you they don't need money from you. And they will tell you that what they want from you is your seed. And you say, what kind of seed are you talking about? And they will say, well, when it is time for us to do the ritual, you will know what seed we are talking about. You say, no, I want to know upfront. They say, okay, since you want to know, we are going to take the ability for your womb to conceive a child. We want to take your womb, or if it is the man, we want to stop your spermatozoa, your ability to make a baby. And you will be warned, you are not allowed to adopt, because that's what is needed for such a sacrifice. Which means they've stopped a whole generation from functioning. They've stopped spirit from coming into the earth to create, to produce, to build through your family. And they will give you in money in return for that. This is a practice that is done all the time. All of you should remember that I come from a family of these kind of things. So when I tell you these things, this is not a made up. It's what I have seen. They will give you what you want. You want 10 cars, you got it. You want 10 houses, you got it. But in return, the generation stops with you. That's what is required. You can adopt. And if you go behind the scene to try to repent after you've gotten the money, the wealth, to try to adopt a child, any child you adopt will die mysteriously. And there is no woman or no man you will sleep with that you'll be able to make babies with, because it has been taken away. You have to know the signs that shows that there is a cycle of evil, a cycle of gloom and doom that goes and comes. That's why my kind of ministry is very sensitive, very effective, very powerful, because that's what we call the ministry of the Son of God. The greatest gift of all gifts is the gift of discernment of spirit, whereby you are able to key in to know what is in the dark. It's the greatest gift of all time. To heal a sickness without knowing what is behind the sickness is a dangerous thing. Because after some time, other mushrooms will grow. And that person's situation will become worse because you did not address what was behind, what created that sickness. You didn't get rid of it. Vicky, read it again. Mary, I hope how she's reading it is how it is in your writing. Is it?
A little bit.
Okay, read it. Read how it is in your own.
If you do not stop and break a curse and a cycle, it will break and stop you.
It will break and stop you. Okay, let's go with that. If you do not stop and break curses and cycles, it will break and stops you. You have to know this for a fact, that do not run into life without asking yourself, is there any cycle running with me? Is there any cycle that is at work? Is there any curses that is at work? There are what we call secret curses and secret cycles. They keep rotating through the earth. They keep rotating and they keep coming. For example, a marriage, a relationship, or a marriage can result in a curse being released into the earth and into the atmosphere, into the sky realm against you. That's why you do not enter into legal relationship with people. You don't. Because that can release a curse. You can also inherit a curse by entering into a legal documentation with people. That's why it's easy to enter a marriage and difficult to get out of it. Think about that. Whoever you've submitted yourself to now begin to have legal authority over you. You have to know this for a fact. And your job is to sense, to know, to feel, and to say, why is it that I'm dealing with the same thing for years? There's something wrong here. Holy Ghost, am I thinking what you're thinking? Am I thinking what you're thinking? It sounds like either I was born into a curse, or I inherited a curse, or I participated in somebody's else or in somebody's else's life who is in a curse. Because a curse could be transferred by legal process of love and financial dealings. For example, there are pastors and prophets in this earth today that you give them money. That's the beginning of the eradication of money, so that money doesn't stay with you. I'm very honest in what I'm doing. Very extremely honest. Because there are religious organizations and ministries that you go to, they don't allow you to keep money for yourself. And my desire is for you to have money for yourself. You should be able to look at these things very carefully. If you do not stop curses and cycles, they will not just do something against you, they will break you and they will stop you. That's why many leaders of nations do not know that winning an election is one thing. But if you are operating under a curse and an evil cycle, then that position you are going into is going to end up in a disgrace. In some people dying, a lot of people dying. And then you will follow suit. You'll go the same way. There are certain positions that you will fight, especially for ambitious people. You fight, you get into it, you do not know that you all these years have been groomed to suffer disgrace at the end of the day. So that's why you see people buy nice $1 million homes, $1 million cars, do all of that. One day like that, everything just goes, blah, everything goes. Why? Because they are under the influence, authority, and the grip of lions of darkness and the krakens of the sea of darkness. They tell your dad, how dare you build a house? How dare your mother took you and fled? I was in this office when the Lord showed me what happened to my father as a baby. My father as a 3-day-old baby. I saw it. When his mother has to take him and flee from my father's side. My father has to be raised in his mother's side by his mothers and uncles. And I saw what they spoke. And I saw who spoke the word against my father and against his mother. I saw it. I saw what my father's senior brother said against every other siblings of his. What he said and what he did against every other sibling, including my father, who was the cash cow of the family. And that's why I'm going to hell to talk to that man. I'm going to beat him in hell. I'm serious. I'm not talking of hell when I've left the world. I'm talking of while I'm alive. The next 2 days, I'm going there to deal with him. Because I'm going to talk to him. How dare him? My father was good to him and gave him everything he ever needed. And yet my father's name was included in the name of the people that he did something against. And did something against the seeds of my father. That's why I say to you, discernment of spirit is the highest gift to be bestowed on any human being. And it has been bestowed on me.
Amen.
You can have every gift you want from the Holy Ghost. If you don't have that one, your life is pafuka. Your life will you will make a lot of mistakes. You will rush and make mistakes. Things will look very good, and at the end, it will be very bad. Your job is to look at your family and say, why is it that nobody ever finishes anything? Why is it that people die young? Those who do not die young, they are sick for a long time. They become sick at 40, 50, 60s, and they remain in that condition till they leave the earth. Which means that cycle did not just come to them, but also destroyed them physically so that they are disabled forever so that they cannot perform. It is another human being that went and sacrificed to devils to release that. And many a times it's family members. Many a times it is somebody that you realize that the relationship is evil and you decided to go. An evil cycle could be like, for example, you are the one whom they have seen that you are going to inherit the future of the family. Then somebody, an uncle, a niece, a nephew, an aunt, will now decide to do something. While you are in elementary or high school. Let me tell you, my mother sent me to go to her store and bring her some tomatoes. So she gave me the key, and I worked with our servants to go and get it because we had a lot of servants. But my father did something good. Even though we had servants, he allowed us to learn, both from my father and mother and also from our servants, because they were all older than us, both male and female. The servants all went ahead of me, and I'm following them. It was on a Sunday afternoon after church. A man came out from nowhere because the ground where we were going into our mother's store, it was sand. So when you put your leg, where you put your leg, your shoe will show on the sand. Because it was during Christmas time, Hamatan. So the sand the earth is dry. And a man came from nowhere and was following me. And I was not paying him no attention. But something in me rose up and said, there's something about to happen. Turn around and look at the man. Where my shoe touched on the sand, the man had a trash bag and he was scooping the sand from my leg into the sand. And I turn around immediately and I say, what are you doing? Who the hell are you? Why are you trying to take the sand of my feet? Who sent you? Who are you? Do you know that he dropped it and he fled? And that was when the servants now turned around and said, what was happening? I said, that man was trying to take my leg. I don't know who the hell he is. He fled on foot. The world of darkness is a deep world, but it is nothing to be compared to our own world. Ours is the deepest and the most powerful. They know it. As young as I was, somebody was about to take my leg, which means I will go nowhere. See, you think they don't know where you are going. They know. People know right from when you are in the womb, they know you. If those who are not Christians are able to go inside their bedroom and lock the door, and they go to the land of the ancestors, and they come back and tell you exactly where the land begins and where it ends. Come on, give me a break. They are able to tell you so and so person that live in a different state. This is what they are saying to that person. Come on, give me a break. They know. That's why when Jesus died and was buried, you think he was just laying there. His body was just laying there. Angels were guarding his body while Jesus, as a spirit, went to the land of the dead to go and talk to the spirit of death and to hell. And then everyone who were waiting for him, from Adam to the thief on the cross on Good Friday, he now told them, now you can go into heaven. For the first time, human beings began to enter into heaven. Was from Good Friday. So give me a break. Why are you talking to people? Let me tell you, I need answers. If I ask God, he doesn't give me, I'm going there to go and talk to those people and let them give me an answer. They owe me an answer, whether they like it or not. Wherever they are, whether they're in heaven or on earth, I need an answer and I must get it. This is not about people on television who come to tell you that they want to talk to your dead parents and all of that, and they are doing it through the spirit of the dead. That's different. That's talking through demons, talking through fallen angels, talking through dead people. That's different. If a witch was able to call someone as a spirit up, how much more us? Is there in your Bible? If Moses and Elijah, the beginning and the end of the prophetic ministries and life of the Old Testament and the initiation into the New, were able to come and appeared and talk to Jesus at the Mount of Transfiguration, what is it that can't happen? The reason why you are not seeing the supernatural is because you don't want it. You don't know how these things operate. And I'm going to spend time to teach each of you how the supernatural operate, so that you will begin to operate in your office. As long as you will not be arrogant. John the Baptist was in the belly, and John saw Jesus inside Mary's belly. Jesus inside Mary's belly saw John inside Elizabeth's belly. Tell me about it. And because there is a public library of the sky, there are books about you. That is an open book. You are not a hidden secret. You are an open secret that both sides can read about you, but there's also another book that the organization of Satan does not know about you. That book is only in the library of God, in the imperial library. Ha ha! Now let me tell you something for you to know tonight. Because you say, how do astrology, how did the zodiac knows that people born in May, June, July are Gemini, or they are Taurus, or they are Aquarius, or they are all these things? Is because there is what we call the library of the sky that God put out there. There are certain things that God does, he put it out there for anybody to read. After all of God's meetings are not attending by righteous angels. There are meetings of God that both good and evil, both good, bad, and ugly are invited to come. Because God want to make use of them before he destroys them. I love it. Mm-hmm. Woo. If you do not stop curses, if you don't stop curses and cycles of evil, they will break you and they will stop you. And it doesn't matter. That's why people build big businesses, become billionaires, multi-millionaires, have great houses, have fame, and suddenly they lose everything. And you don't hear about them anymore. Why? Because there is a curse and there is an evil cycle that is running in their life. So no matter how educated they are, no matter how great they are, no matter how powerful they are all groomed for disgrace, for destruction, for failure, and to lose it all. And that has been how the history of the world has been. Some nations, they come up and suddenly they go down and nobody hear anything about them. Why? Because curses are operating, evil cycle is operating, and some of it come and wipe everybody out. Because there are some evil cycles that comes with hurricane, with earthquake, with cyclones, with fast wind, with accidents, with all kind of stuff. And everybody, whether you are a Christian or not, whether you know Jesus or not, are wiped out. Because nobody cared to find out what cycle, what blessing, or what curses is running in me, is running in the nation, is running in the city, is running in the state, is running in a race. Nobody cared to find out. People don't have time for that anymore. They want preaching. That's all they want. The preaching that suits them. And that's what they got. And that's why when the cycle comes, it takes everybody, including the preacher, with it. And you can stop it. You can break it. And my job is this. I'm not going to pray here. Your job is to contact me. 316-512-6944. Make contact with me. And I will go through that process with you. It's not a public thing. I don't do those things in the public. There are certain things I don't do in public. It's a private affair. That's why you come into a nation, doesn't mean that because that nation has prospered economically, all of that, that is going to remain like that. You have to ask God, what cycle runs where I am? Should I be here or not? If you don't stop an evil cycle that has been coming and going, or curses that is permanent, they will stop you. They will break you and then stop you. That's the first thing they will do. Because you did not stop them and break them. Therefore, they will break you and stop you. You are so busy that you don't want to stop it so that they are broken forever. You want 5-minute prayer. People rush to go and establish a business, borrow money to go and buy houses, cars, borrow money to go and do wedding, borrow money to start businesses. And at the end of the day, what happened? Something happened and everything come crashing. You don't want to spend your life putting all your effort, money, time, energy, brain, mind into something that at the end of the day come crashing and you have nothing to show for it. That's why a lot of elderly people, they live quietly because they don't even know what hit them. You are in a job, you should be able to ask God, how long is this job going to last? Should I continue to stay here or move on before it comes to an end? You don't ask. Is this job under a curse or under an evil cycle? You don't ask. Like the woman that was the cook at where I went, she said to me, AIG. Is that an insurance company? I think so. AIG. Nancy and Roslyn. Okay. He said AIG had thousands of workers in Atlanta, Georgia. And suddenly they came in and lay everybody off. And they only have like about 50 people in their office in Atlanta. Think about that. You see people who were in high-paid jobs. They are either driving Uber or they are waitresses in restaurants. And they are 50, 60-year-old men and women. Or working in front desk of hotels. Why? They didn't see it coming. Detroit did not see it coming. America did not see China coming. Ukraine did not see Russia coming. I saw it all. And I talked about it. The people did not see the death of Princess Diana coming. I and my cardiologist talked about it a year before it happened. I told him, that woman is going to die. She's not going to be kept alive. I talked about the death of Miles Monroe of Bahamas. A few months. Everybody who followed my ministry saw when I talked about it. I said, something's going to happen to that man. He's going to be going just like that. And it happened. Few years back, I was talking with another pastor. I was watching Benny Hinn on television. I told her, I just picked up my phone and I called him. I said, let's have breakfast. And we were told, Benny Hinn is going to have a divorce because there's a judgment against him. He has opened his mouth too wide against his father-in-law. And God doesn't take that kindly with him. His job is to cover the nakedness of his father-in-law. And that idiot didn't. And you are marrying that man's daughter. You are having sex with that man's daughter. You had all your kids from that man's daughter. And no matter what evil that man did, your job is to protect him. And you refuse to. You are making yourself better. How do you think your wife is going to feel that you are insulting and disrespecting her father on public television? And I said to my friend, he's going to pay for it. He's going to have a divorce. He's going to have a confused mind and spirit for the rest of his life for doing that. And he had a divorce shortly after that. Many preachers have released cases and a cycle of evil on people and on their nations and in the world. And I'm telling you, I'm going to deal with them. I'm going to pick them one after the other. I have their names and I have the hammer. I'm going to pick them one after the other. Since they don't want to stand up to lead their nations. So they're going to go. We younger people, we're going to take over. Because I'm not going to wait until they die at the age of 100 or 80s. I'm not going to wait for it. It's about time. I'm not waiting. Either you change or you step aside. Can you believe I come from a denomination that doesn't know nothing about mission work? And I'm the first to break into mission work in reality outside that community while I'm still within that community. You want to wait for your race? You want to wait for your people? You want to wait for your family? Wait for them. You want to wait for your husband or wife? Keep waiting. You pay the price for waiting for them. Because these people are ignorant. They don't want no change. They don't care about anybody. They don't care even up. Oh gosh. I'm not waiting. I'm not. Your job is to join me to stop curses and evil cycle that is running in your nation, in your state, in your county, among your race. One guy from Senegal was talking to me about, oh, how the Saudi Arabians are so good, you know, oh, they are so nice. He was talking to me. I said, sit down. I said, sit down. He sat down. I said to him, you came and hired me to come and open a restaurant for you. And I came in the night, like 12 o'clock, he came and picked me from my house. And I went and dedicated a restaurant. And I told him, sell everything. Sell alcohol, sell cigarette, sell cigar, sell soda, sell all kinds of good drinks. Sell hard, medium, low liquor, sell everything there. Sell all kinds of food. And after I've dedicated the place and walked out, some other people came to him and told him in his religion, in his Muslim religion, they came and told him, hey, you have to sell only halal, only what is required by the law of Muslims. He listened to them and not me. I called him, I said to him, I withdraw, I recall everything I release into your store. I mean, that restaurant was almost closing. Nobody was going there. I went there at 12 midnight and I planted something there. The next day, it was snowing, snow piled up high. People lined up all the way into their cars, waiting for their turn to be served in that restaurant. And the other idiots came and told him, oh, you should only sell Muslim food, halal, things that are like kosher, things that are required by the law of Islam and blah, blah, blah. So he removed the alcohol, he removed the cigarette, he removed, which every poor man, the first thing poor idiots want is cigarette, tobacco product, and alcohol, they can afford it. That's money. Even if they don't have money, they have money for cigarettes. They have money for beer or for vodka or for Henny. They have it. I'm talking of poor people. I'm talking of homeless people. They have money for these things. What do you think that the money they are begging that they are going to do with it? They are going to use it to sex, to do drugs. They are going to use it. They are going to use it to buy cigarettes. They are going to use it to drink alcohol. So why don't you want to tap into that market? Why don't you sell them chicken? Sell them ordinary chicken. Don't go to be doing all this. Just if you want to have some halal, some food cutters for the Islamic community, let it just be a small portion in your restaurant. The rest you cater for the general public. It doesn't matter who they are. And he went and followed those people. They came the first week and they ate. They came the second week, the third week. Nobody saw them up till today. And that restaurant closed down, shut down permanently. He tried to contact me. I told him, never. How dare you? You have no right even to come near me. He now confessed. He said, the Arab do not consider anybody with black skin as equal to them with olive skin. I said, really? Now you know. Now you know what I know, what I've always known. Now you know. Ah. That's how life is. And at the end of the day, it was a woman that went from Wichita and brought him from Brooklyn, New York to Wichita. That man has not been able to do anything. No money, nothing. It's a woman that takes care of him in the name of their religion. Aha! I would have preferred that woman to have been married to a donkey. It would have been better. At least you know a donkey has its usefulness. And that man was operating under a curse and cycles. And you know what? The woman that went and brought him is now participating in that curse and cycle. And her business gone down. 80% of her business has gone down. Somebody's going to be a hindrance or a blessing, period. Please, can you write it down? Someone will be a blessing or a hindrance. It's a powerful key. Write it down. We want to stop here for tonight. Do not allow curses and evil cycle to keep circulating, to keep rotating through the earth and through the sky realm. And don't give curses life to keep breathing and keep acting and keep talking. Let's destroy it. Well, I'll see you next time for the Millionaire and Billionaires Club. Bye-bye. And make sure that if you want to do this kind of thing, let me tell you here why we are putting this out here. This particular powerful key, while we have part 1 and part 2, is this. If you don't deal with this, if you don't deal with cycles and curses, if you don't deal with them, even if you become a multi-millionaire and a billionaire, you're going to lose it. So deal with it now.